chosen ones, empaths, and all the authentic individuals that might not identify as a chosen one or empath just yet. A lot of you are under the impression from what the narcissist told you are. You see, you're not what they said you are. But many of you, because of the way devaluation is done, is so intricately done, and it's done over a period of time where they're gradually chipping away at you bit by bit. They're gaslighting you into believing that you're something. They try to project their own feelings of inferiority onto you, and they can have you really viewing yourself in the wrong way. And also, it's down, the thing is because you're authentic, you're genuine, you're kind, you're pure, you actually have a connection with your heart. This narcissist that is involved in life doesn't have a connection with their heart, but I'm getting to what I mean by this. You are able to like empathize and stuff like that. So when this person told you these things about you, you took them on board. You actually reciprocated what was being told to you, what was being informed to you. You're generally taking it on board. And that's, they don't do that, but they don't take on board, they don't reciprocate. But when they're doing this with something that's negative, like a gaslighting, like putting you down, like putting devaluing you, making you think a certain way about yourself, and because you actually are the one that is able to take on board information, reciprocate, you'll take those feelings within, okay? And then after even the relationship ends, okay, you might suffer with intrusive thoughts, feelings of inadequacy will flash through your head, things that they said about you, or that when they devalued you, will flash through your head, and you'll think these things to be true. But really it's remnants left over from narcissistic abuse and them trying to put you down constantly. That's what they like to do. They like to put you down. And they know it works. They know if they say a certain thing, and they're not just saying these things for no reason. There's a myriad of agendas and motives beyond the comprehension of yourself, of why they're doing these things. Yes, we can scratch the surface of why they're doing these things. They're doing it to assert control. They're trying to make you feel less about yourself, but there are also other devious reasons why they were doing these things. Okay, this is going off the topic, but I hope you understand why it kind of connects. You see how you have a vision of how you want the relationship to be, and that could be getting closer, growing old together, whatever entails in your vision that you had with them when you thought that they were genuine, right? Their vision's something totally different. So at each of these strategic steps that they take in the devaluation of putting you down, of making you feel a certain way about yourself, it's for an end goal, it's for a result. They want to obtain something from doing this, okay? So they were trying to covertly maneuver you down a certain path. They were trying to make you feel a certain way about yourself. It's all agendas and motives with these individuals. It's all agendas and motives, but you need to embrace that the things they said you were or implied you was, you are not those things. And I'll say it again, you are not those things they implied or said you was. To stay informed on topics like these, subscribe to the channel. To become a supporting member, please visit zionmembership.com. These things, they're not you. They can condition you to believe these things. And like I keep saying, it's because you embrace, like, that's what you need to detach now. You can't take their words. You can't really deep their words now. And I know it's doing it like after it's taking place, after the words have been exchanged, after the devaluation's been exchanged. But that's how intricately you have to do it, like in your own mind now. When those thoughts arise about your feelings of inadequacy, or feelings of how they put you down, or things that they implied about you, you need to flip that around now, and you need to say, that holds no weight. It may have held weight for some time during the interactions, during when they've done it, even after the relationship, but the time has come now where those things don't hold no weight. And when they come into your mind, acknowledge them coming into your mind. It's an intrusive thought. It's an intrusive thought because intrusive thoughts can occur from going through trauma. And what they done to you by putting you down is traumatizing you. Because I know some of you may be so strong-willed and everything like that, but this stuff happens on a spiritual level. They're traumatizing you, they're putting you down, you're embracing what they're saying. This person's someone you cared about, someone you felt deeply about, someone you had a strong connection with, and they're telling you a certain thing. You'll start seeing those patterns you'll start seeing that in your own mind, and in your own eyes, and in your own heart, and in your own soul. You'll start seeing things as if that's how they really are, when they're not that way. So it's up to you to dissect them now. What this comes down to, right? Do you know what's not given enough importance in today's society is truth. Okay? And a lot of you have caught these narcissists out to be liars, maybe even several times. You know they're deviants. You know them to be a deviant. But yet when it comes to them saying something horrible or hurtful, or even a lot of their things aren't even horrible or hurtful on the surface, they're like underhanded remarks and stuff like this, just to get your brain ticking and stuff like that. But I don't know why it is. It's not. I'm theorizing that. What's the word? I can't think of the word. Rationalizing it, breaking it down, trying to make sense of it. The victim takes on board these things, even though they know them to be a deviant, they know them to be a liar, they know them not to be truthful. Yet you will still engage with them, or you did still engage with them, even if you were disagreeing. You're engaging. You're justifying yourself. You're explaining yourself. And I'm not criticizing you. This is what you do. And I think this comes down to still holding that person dearly in your heart. And I know this can be confusing, because this doesn't have to just be romantic relationships. This can be friends, this can be family members, this can be colleagues, this could be associates, this could be your boss at work. It can be anyone. And you hold a certain place for them in your heart because you are an empath. And I don't know if that has to be removed. Obviously, when you go through, if it's a romantic relationship and they cheat on you, or they go with a new supplier, or they discard you, or they do this or they do that, it kind of gives you the fuel to do that. But where it's someone that's perhaps a family member or perhaps a friend, it's harder to remove them from your heart in that sense. Okay? But what you can do, let me think about this for a moment. What you can do is try to see, like, when you see these things arise, if you have to maintain a connection with these individuals, right, and every now and then they try to assert or imply something about yourself, right, and you know them to be a deviant, but for some reason they're still involved in your life, then you've got to just see them for what it really is. You just got to see them for what it really is, with the discernment. Like, when they're doing ABC, implying something about yourself to be derogatory, to put you down, you need to see, okay, there's an agenda, there's a motive here. You don't need to bring it to their attention that you see an agenda or a motive, but you can see that it's devaluation happening. That's what you can see is happening, and that's what you need to embrace. And then you can take that on board and just see it for what it really is, rather than having a heartfelt emotion surrounding that subject. So it's just an idea, something you can perhaps work with. But for those of you that are in a position where the devaluation has taken place, you're no longer engaging with them, they're out of your life, really, the same way they tried to chip away at you bit by bit and break you down, you need to dissect all of those things that are incorporated in your psyche and in your heart and in your soul, and deem them as intrusive thoughts. When these thoughts arise in your mind, disregard them. You can acknowledge them, but then just let it pass. Same way the thought flows in your mind. Oh, you're inadequate. Oh, you're low value. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. Oh, you're not worthy. Oh, you're whatever it is, right? Whatever the devaluation was in your specific scenario, let the thought arise, and let it go. I used to say to people to say no, but upon investigation, and I understand the concept, it's acknowledge. Okay, that's what you should do. You should say, oh, there's another intrusive thought. There's another intrusive thought. So as these thoughts enter, oh, there's another one. Let it pass. Let it go. Because that's what these are. These are remnants of trauma that's happened to you from the narcissistic abuse, from the agendas. Please remember, these were agendas for pinpoint moves of their vision they had for your life, right? And things haven't worked out the way they planned them. So the vision for your life hasn't worked out according to their plan, but still these were in the proceeds, these devaluation attempts and these devaluation remarks and them implying things and doing whatever they'd done, they were still in play for part of their bigger plan and part of their bigger vision, even if you've gone east and they've gone west now. See what I'm saying? So acknowledge these things as passing thoughts. When they arise in your mind, say, there they are, there it is again, there's another intrusive thought. Okay? It's from trauma. I'm not saying that any of you suffer with intrusive thoughts. I'm just use that terminology. Okay? It's thinking bad about yourself, but it's because of the experience you've gone through. These thoughts can affect you in that way. So I think it's something to be aware of. And you're not what they said you are. Just realize your worth. You have to realize your worth. Honestly, I haven't emphasized enough about realizing your worth, but I often talk about that. You have to realize your worth. You are unique. There's not another you. There will never be another you. You only have to see on the main channel or this channel, narcissists struggle. They lose out. They can't find someone equate to your worth. They're codependent upon your supply source. You're all authentic, genuine, truthful souls. I'm not saying you're perfect, but you do the best that you can. chosen ones, empaths, authentic individuals. Okay, you're very, very different from them, and judging by the way they handle themselves, and the way they're so inauthentic, and the way they're so phony, and the way they're so fake, no longer should you let the things that they told you was affect you. No longer should that be the case. No more, no more, no more. Like I said, they are going to enter your head. The thoughts are going to enter your head. The brain's a confusing thing. There's scientists work on it all the time, right? Trying to understand the mind, The mind works in peculiar ways, right? You will think things in your head. It will pass in your head. It will come in your head. The thought will come in your head. But it's just another intrusive thought. Okay? And it's from the trauma that you've gone through from the narcissistic abuse. So never embrace these things that they're telling you are, or trying to deem you as. Their words hold no weight no longer. They've already proved themselves to be deviant. They've already proved themselves to be counterfeit. They've already proved themselves to be phony. So their words hold no weight. So thanks for listening today. To enhance your experience, have access to unseen videos, go to zionmembership.com. To donate to the channel, you don't have to, but any support will be greatly appreciated. You can find the links in the description box below. And if you'd like to know more about You Make the Narcissist Think They Can Do Better, click this video here, and I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.